So we are less than 24 hours away from the opening ceremony at the Tokyo Games. I cannot wait. But it's a new day, and with that, a new controversy. The director of the opening ceremony was fired after a skit of his resurfaced from 1998. Now, in the skit, he was pretending to be a children's entertainer and said, quote, to the kids, "Let's play Holocaust." Okay, so Tori, what did you make of hearing about this and the Olympic committees in Tokyo, the way they handled it?
You got to find some better vetters, guys. Because the first guy you had who was in charge said women shouldn't be in meetings because they talk too much. He got fired. Now, days away, we're hearing from this guy who made a Holocaust joke, and you're just finding out. Do the research. If you're going to make that a problem, do the research. Don't have us have a drag right before the opening ceremonies. And may I remind you, if you're not an idiot, don't ever make a Holocaust joke. Don't do it. It's not funny. Now, someone on Twitter wrote me, what about the Adam Sandler joke on Saturday Night Live with Canteen Boy and this whole thing on a satire? Satire to me is really different than just say, let's make fun of the Holocaust. So that's where I stand on that. Not looking good, not a great start.
Right. And then really quickly, because I know a lot of you were just curious what the opening ceremony will look like. Apparently, it's going to be much more sobering.
Yeah.
Apparently, the stands are going to be largely empty. Some of the athletes will not be there, so they can rest up and not risk any sort of exposure. But I'm sure it'll be absolutely beautiful. All right, so here's what one NBC host said about it on the Today Show. Take a look.
This is a different celebration. We're celebrating the fact that we hope the world can get back to where we enjoyed it 3-4 years ago, pre-COVID-19. But it's also a serious time here. And I think what we'll see in that stadium will be something that's tone appropriate. It'll have its moments. Every opening ceremony has those memorable moments. And I think there are a couple in store. But I do think it's the first chance to really see the world together in one place, 206 nations and delegations, since COVID-19 hit. That moment alone, just as we've talked about the last couple of days, that's going to be pretty cool.
There you go, and I wonder if there's going to be some sort of a memorial for the 4 million people worldwide who have lost their lives to COVID. So there's also been a lot of talk about protesting at this year's Summer Games. Earlier this week, the U.S. women's soccer team took a knee during their game against Sweden. They are among 5 teams that have protested. I was reading the comments out. You have people applauding them saying, listen, they've worked their butts off their whole lives to get to this level. They can do whatever they want. It's their right. But then the Olympics has a firm rule that you cannot take a knee. So what do you think about this? And what do you think is going to happen?
Well, you know, I don't think, well, we've already seen some protests, so I don't think that they can go back and retroactively change that. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to see a relaxing of the rule, because enough countries are going to do this and they're not going to be able to
They are
punish.
relaxing Rule 50,
right.
just so you know, the IOC, where you can do more protests just because of this. I just want to let you guys know about that.
Yeah, and you know, we're seeing it a lot in soccer. I actually saw an HBO documentary years ago, Jeff, about racism at European soccer matches, people throwing bananas, making ape sounds, things like that. And actually, I believe it was last week, a German team walked off the pitch because there are 3 black players being racially abused so badly. So for as much as you may or may not want to see that, it's still a problem worldwide. And so as long as there's a problem, people are going to speak out about it on their biggest platform, which is the Olympics.
You agree?
I agree. I agree,
right.
yeah.